I feel as if when I start working, especially when I'm working full-time, I tend to neglect my self-care. They could care less about you and your personal life and you as a person personally. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. If you're new around here, I go by Conscious Babe here on YouTube. And you guys, today we're going to get into the reason why I seem like I have a problem with keeping a job, okay? It's not that I quote-unquote hate working. I like making a check, but it's just something about clocking in and out and being at work that just, I don't know what it does to me. It just like grinds my gears. I started working when I was 16 years old, and since then I've had 13 jobs. We're looking at 12 or 13 jobs. I have only stayed at one particular job for more than a year twice in my life. That more than a year was just a couple of months over that year. It's just, there's numerous issues and numerous reasons why I change jobs so much. I saw this video of the sprinkle lady. I think her name is Shira7. I think that's what she goes by. And she said something, one of her videos saying like, she would quit her job because it was sunny outside. She would quit her job because it was her birthday. She would quit her job because she didn't just feel like going. And I felt that to a T, because you guys, like, literally, I feel like working so much just really gets in the way of everything I want to do with my time. My time here on earth is very precious, and if I'm constantly going to a place where I don't really resonate with or I don't really want to be, like, what does that say about what I'm doing with my time? And a lot of people have to work to survive, like work a traditional 9 to 5, but like as more opportunities are opening up and things like that, there's more opportunities to have a non-traditional job. Me, like, I can't tell you how many times that I thought I was going to stay at a job. Like, I've had a couple of jobs that I actually enjoyed, like, thoroughly, and saw myself staying there. But certain things happened where I had to quit. Okay, so let me tell y'all a story. So one of the jobs that I stayed for more than a year, I really loved that job. I was a veterinary technician who worked in strictly the lab. So I was just running fecal analysis, urine analysis, I was running blood work, I was looking at so many things under the microscope. I learned so much from that job, and I really enjoyed the work. Just very just, I just really loved that job. But the reason why I quit is because a lot of people quit that job and were moving on and things like that, and that left me in a position where I had to take on manager roles. When I started taking on the manager roles, that's when I went to the higher ups to basically say, you know, like, hey, since I'm basically the manager, I need manager pay. And, you know, they said that they would sit me down and have an actual real meeting with me to discuss my raise. They strung me along for so long saying I was going to get a raise. And when I finally was able to sit down with them after months of literally like reminding them, you know, about my raise, finally sat down, they only offered me, let's see, $3 more than what I was currently making, which was $5 less than the person was making that was in my role prior. That was the same age as me, but he was non-POC. So that's another tone. Being someone who is a person of color, that is another tone of why I think I find the most difficulties in work settings, and it really doesn't resonate with me because of all the biasness within work environments a lot of the times when it comes to people of color. Another thing is when I start working, especially when I'm working full-time, that's like 40+ hours, I tend to neglect my self-care. I'm not really doing my hair. I'm just waking up, throwing on some clothes, and I wake up pretty close to the time I have to be at work just because I want to get as much sleep as possible. I tend to neglect my self-care, and I start eating really terrible. Instead of packing my lunches and preparing my lunches that I really don't have the energy to do because I'm just trying to go to work and things like that, I tend to eat out more and eat all these processed and fast foods. And yeah, those food taste good in the moment and things like that, but you know, I feel like there's a different energy that is carried from food that you prepare yourself, and you know, that is going to nourish you and things like that, rather than you just picking up something. And you know, now that I'm in a place where I'm kind of like a little more relaxed and things like that, and I don't work as often, I'm able to prepare my lunches and really look up recipes and really try to figure out ways I can nourish myself and balance meals and have nutritious meals that actually taste delicious, because I'm a big texture and taste person. If it don't taste good, the texture off, I ain't touching it. But yeah, working 40 plus hours a week, I really cannot fathom how people do it and are able to care for themselves, because as soon as I get off my shift, I'm taking a shower and I'm just laying down and I'm looking for something quick to eat. I'm not having energy to do anything else, and that's another thing I just dislike about the workforce and the amount of hours that full-time require and things like that. At the end of the day, even though you put all these years into a company and you're a great worker and you offer all these things and you have all these qualifications, at the end of the day, they could care less about you and your personal life and you as a person personally, and they will replace you in a heartbeat. I try not to get so invested in a job to the point where like I'm giving it my all. I did that once with the lab technician job that I had. I gave that job my all and I still was not recognized for all my hard work. I still was not able to get the pay that I deserved for being a manager without manager pay. And I was doing hiring, inventory, training. I was doing all of that for the same amount of pay that a regular team member would get, which is totally ridiculous. And then when I got offered my raise, it was only $3 more, which was $4 less than the person that came before me. Just knowing that, and me knowing that I am a person of color, I think that it's kind of a hard pill to swallow for me, but I think I will always have troubles in the workplace, being that I am a person of color and I am a woman. That is like two double whammies. Really trying to work on ways I can be self-sustainable and be able to, you know, provide for myself outside of working under a company and working under that. That is something I have to figure out for myself, because you know, that has not been something that has been taught to me growing up and things like that. You know, you watch all your family members just go into work all day, but nobody's really teaching like how to develop your own sources of income and things like that. So that is something that I'm really planning on myself to kind of learn. I just don't feel as if a 9-to-5 is for me. I don't resonate with it. Just recently started working again, and I was so excited to start working again. It was in my field. You know, they were saying that, you know, it seemed like an easy peasy job, but as soon as like I got there and after a couple of days, they start to fall off with their promises. Things are changing and things like that. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, it's just like, I really just don't feel like the universe wants me to invest my time in a workplace. I tried the 9-to-5. I really did try, and it's just like, I feel like every time I get a job and I stay there and things like that, something always happens where I have to leave, whether it's like disrespect, whether it's just not getting what I deserve, if it's just the stress, if it's, you know, racism. It's just always something. And I know like every workplace and every field is always going to be something. At some point you're just gonna have to protect your peace and like leave, and I feel like that's what I do time and time again. Like, I am not a person who will want to stress to keep a job. If it's not resonating, if it's not working, if I've tried to voice myself and I'm constantly getting just like looked over, 2 weeks, what? No, you don't get a 2 weeks. I'm gone that day. And it will always baffle me how my coworkers would come in full-time every day, you know, never miss a day, and seem to be completely fine, happy-go-lucky, you know, running on their Red Bulls and energy drinks and coffee, and that's just not something I want to have to depend on in order to have energy, in order to do work. As a woman, I definitely have highs and lows in my energy levels and things like that, depending on what place I am in my cycle and things like that. And I feel like I should be able to work based on that. I'm going to continue to try to trust in the process and trust in the universe. And granted, working may be for some people, but maybe it's just meant for me to finish school and to actually get my degree and what I want my degree to be in, to kind of like start up my own thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just like food for thought. That's just what I've been thinking about, because me starting this new job, I was like, okay, this may be different, it's only a few hours a week, but they're already starting to do me dirty, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, do y'all not want me to work? Like, just say the word and I would just stop. Okay, maybe I have to ignore those something, and which I do. But yeah, you guys, that was just food for thought. What do y'all think? Do y'all like y'all's jobs? I would love to find a job that I actually like and that actually respects me. And those who have that, beautiful. Beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts, if y'all like working, if y'all are fed up like me, because I definitely am fed up, working since 16 and I'm now in my mid-20s and I'm already done. I don't see how people can live like this for like retirement age. Like I can't do it. I can't do it. I literally cannot fathom myself doing this until like 60s, 70s. That is really just like a no for me. At the point now where the gears are turning, I'm just like, all right, we gotta figure it out, because what we're not about to do is you give our all to, you know, things outside of us that don't resonate with us and don't give back the same energy. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for any and everything, okay? Guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. We're just now trying to figure out that it's not natural. It's really not natural to do this. This modern world has tricked everybody into thinking, you know, give me just 8 hours of your day. Well, we're asleep those other 8 hours, okay, 8 to 9 hours. We're giving you 8 hours, so how many hours do we have for ourselves? Like, not that much. So it's just like me just kind of like gaining consciousness in that. Like, wait a minute, this is way too much time we're giving these people, and just knowing that this is not something that I want to dedicate my all to, especially when I am a person who is still in school and still wanting to further my education, to invest in my future. Really had to get that off the dome, because I was literally just thinking about that, me having this new job that I'm probably about to quit soon, because they playing with me already, okay? So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm meant to be right now, and it's kind of like I'm trying out all these different things. Like, I'm trying to dip my toe in this and dip my toe in that and seeing what sticks. And it's just like, life is just so very interesting, and you're constantly learning and you're constantly just experiencing things, and like I really just have to embrace all the experiences and things like that. So that's what I'm just trying to do now, and to really be strict on myself when things are not resonating, because I get a feeling every single time, whether that be like whatever situation it is, whether that be a workplace, a friendship, a romantic relationship, it doesn't matter. Like, I get a feeling of like when it's not really gonna be the best for me, and I feel like when I get that feeling, I just need to leave, which I got that feeling from this job that I currently have now, and I'm getting the feeling that I should leave, but I have this thing where I always wait it out until it gets very, very bad, which is not a good thing to do, but I just be really wanting to make sure that I have the right answer before I go. So I feel like that is a lesson that the universe has tried to teach me a few times, and hopefully this time I really get it, because that can transmute into so many areas of my life, whether that be like when I start dating again, for real, when I start developing relationships with people for real, things like that can transmute into so many areas. Being able to see it, note it, and kind of remove yourself. So yeah, you guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know the vibes, period. And don't forget to hit that bell notification to let you know when I post again. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next video.